I think from the government standpoint, we want to set the stage for economic development in this area, which was the intent when those properties were returned. And we can expedite that through legislation.
Senator Tom Atta is talking about Bill 13. It's his first measure introduced this term that he says is long overdue.
It's been 25 years, and really about the only thing that has occurred up there is the building of a school.
The bill proposes to rezone 248 acres of land, which is comprised of about 40 different lots. This property in South Tiyan was initially returned by the military to the government in 2000 and then given back to the original landowners for them to develop to the best and highest use. When the military conveyed the property back to Guam, it was intended for economic development purposes.
A lot of these properties have to go into probate in the judicial system, and as a result, that's a very lengthy process. So there's many of these lots that are still, in the final stages, I guess, of their probate procedures. And when they finish that, they're of course going to want to get those properties rezoned.
While the rezoning goes through the legislative route, Department of Land Management is still involved. They're required to do a land zoning consideration report before Bill 13 is even reported out of committee. DLM would get input from the regulatory agencies on whether the infrastructure in the area is adequate enough to support the level of zoning. DLM Director Michael Borja says, in general, he supports the proposal.
We would have preferred if the areas abutting the highway were commercial at the most, and inner parts of those properties would have been zoned as light industrial, but it all pretty much still works.
Atta says one of the lots has already been rezoned after legislation was passed in the last term. He says since then, 9 other landowners have come to the legislature seeking interest in rezoning. He adds Bill 13 has a provision for any other landowners if they don't want their property rezoned. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Ken Quintanilla.